This is Agile in 3 minutes. How do you think of the right ideas at the right times? In software development, the nature of our work includes uncovering arbitrary problems of arbitrary difficulty. If we're listening, that tells us we can't possibly be ready for everything that comes our way, but we'd better prepare as best we can. To find our way in the vast and ever-expanding territory of existential knowledge, we carry self-made maps in our minds. Problems we've seen and solved are towns we've lived in. After inhabiting a few, we build up a sense for how streets tend to be laid out, where folks like to put houses, where the good coffee's hiding. To solve problems of a kind we haven't encountered, or of greater complexity, we benefit greatly from having visited more towns, heard of a good many more, understood what each might offer, if anything, that sets it apart, found connections between them, and grokked when each is most likely to be worth the trip. Some towns and roads remain to be discovered. Others we used to know are no longer so. In a complex adaptive world, though our maps be forever incomplete, fortune favors the well-traveled cartographer. If I travel alone, I have only my map, and the faculties with which I continually remake it. When we travel together, we're not limited to the ideas we can connect in our own brains. We can lay our maps side by side, see what's different, and navigate better together. When we connect with each other, and with customers, managers, and teammates, we increase throughput and decrease latency in the network carrying feedback from the people who matter, so we can better connect causes to effects, behaviors to values, abstractions to details, questions to answers, and actions to outcomes. Making decisions necessarily means cutting out some options. Agility might mean, even when we can't possibly know what we'll need later, we still usually find good enough options when we get there. Except at the very beginning of an undertaking, we don't get that kind of agility by default. We have to arrange for it, by acting again and again, to preserve our connections to the kinds of options that'll prove to be good enough, even when we can't observe or evaluate them directly. To find our way later, what we can do now is to continually develop our maps alone and together, to continually reevaluate connections inside our heads and out, and form new ones. This has been Amitai delivering an increment of Agile in 3 minutes, the simplest podcast that could possibly work.